Hey, welcome to our episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. I think this is the last beer from my last 𝗑𝗲𝗯 crate. My new one should be arriving any day now. So this is from Barrique, or is it Barrique? I don't know. Brewing and blending Pivo Sládek 10-degree Czech-style pale lager, also known as a Czech Pilsner. So it's a 4.3 ABV, so pretty light. Brewed with Czech-grown Pilsner malt, double decocted, and hopped with Sladek hops. Not really familiar with those hops. But anyway, I pour it into my mug, which I haven't used in months and months, so I had to wash this thing out. And yeah, it is a pretty typical Pilsner or Czech pale lager, really. It's actually got a bit of a banana yellow. I mean, it looks gold on camera, but it's got a little bit of a haze to it. We did get a few fingers of kind of soap sudsy foam. That's pretty normal for Czech Pilsner. These are not quite as clear, and the head retention is not quite as the same as a German Pils. So yeah, it has a lovely I would call it kind of like biscuity or bready malt on this one. It's not like graham cracker the way the Germans are. It's not quite as hoppy as the Germans either. Although it is quite hoppy, at least for a lager, I would say. I think it's more floral or earthy. I wouldn't really say it's like super spicy. Maybe like a tiny little bit of peppercorn, but otherwise it just kind of smells like flowers or dirt. At least as far as the hops go. And I do get a little bit of like a lemony character in there, which I tend to get a lot on the German and Czech Pils. So let's see what's going on here. Cheers. Wow. The first thing I noticed right away is that this beer is way more hoppy tasting than it is smelling. I'd actually go as far as say it's actually quite bitter. It took me by surprise because the main difference, well, there's a few differences, but one of the big differences between Czech and German Pilsners is that the Czech Pilsners are not usually quite as bitter as the Germans, but this one is. Yeah, so right away, a pretty strong, I call it like peppery, almost like a little salty, like the taste of salt. I don't mean like, like some nasty off flavor or something like that. By the way, top it off, get a little bit of foam back on here. Yeah, it kind of reminds me, it has like a almost like pretzel kind of taste to it. Very bready. For a such a light beer, 4.3, does kind of remind me of Pilsner or Kel. I don't get diacetyl on this one, which is actually pretty common in a lot of the Czech pale lagers and whatnot. I mentioned that it was a little lemony on the nose. It does have a little bit of a lemony flavor as well. I don't know where that's coming from. I assume the hops could be like maybe a slight yeast ester on it. I've gotten a lemon peel. I mean, it's not like, don't get me wrong, it's not like lemonade or like, hazy IPA, any kind of juicy kind of thing on there. It's just kind of like like a lemon zest or something in that kind of territory. Otherwise, for such a light beer, like lots of actual genuine malt flavor on this one. I am quite certain that this is all malt. I don't think they cut this with corn or oats or anything. It's got a bit of a mouthfeel to it, again, for such a light beer. I'd probably put this at, I don't know if I go as far as say medium, but it's at least medium light. Carbonation is probably also about medium light. That's another difference between the Czech and the Germans, is the Germans tend to be like, light and crisp and like really effervescent, and the Czechs tend to be light bodied, but also low in carbonation, which makes them like really smooth. The hops linger here. I mean, I get them like from start to finish. Again, it's like that nice peppery spice flavor, really complementing the that base malt there nicely. And again, I don't get diacetyl on this one. So yeah, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I was just checking my spreadsheet for the the show, and I haven't done like a really really good beer in a while. I don't know why I wait so long to do the lagers. Usually I prefer something like this, like on a Saturday afternoon, not on a Tuesday night or whatever. But yeah, this one's definitely one of the better American Czech-style Pilsners that I've had, at least in a long time. I really like it. Before we get to the score, gotta plug 𝗣𝗑. This was only $5.99, which I think is a fair deal. It seems to be about what I would pay if I got a Total Wine. So if you want to stop at 𝗣𝗑, use my link. That gets you $10 off. And let them know that I sent you. All right, so my final score for the Pivo Sládek 10 degrees. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that. Yeah, this is really good. I think it might actually be a little too hoppy for the style, but I'm not. This isn't Tuesday Night Beer School, so I'm gonna go pretty high on this one. I'm thinking at least 8. I might even go 8.5. As always, follow me on Untapped and follow me on Instagram, because I do, like, that's where you see like the final set in stone number score. Or ask me and I'll send you my spreadsheet with all my scores on it. So yeah, like this one. I've had a few from this brewery. They've been pretty good so far. All right, so I'm rambling. If you watched all the way in, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for Cider Saturday. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.